Beautiful songs. Isaac at Mr. Turtle, how are you doing, man?
I'm nervous for both teams here. I mean, this is such a tough matchup, a familiar one, rather. I mean, of course, they're used to playing each other throughout their regional events. And if we're going to talk about the regional events, the most recent matchup, we had Dignitas taking the win, having a little bit of confidence coming out here. But if we even look at the history of the tournament, EG, I'd say a much more difficult bracket. They, of course, had to fight it out against BDS, G2, then edge out a win against Team Secret. Dignitas, they've struggled the whole time.
Chance though for Dignitas to prove to the desk that apparently Jack doesn't have those nerves, where we've looked at him through the fall major doing so well at the start, and then it comes down to fighting off against Semper in that quarterfinals, wasn't able to pull it away, but opening the scoring is Jack, receiving that pass from Scrub Killer, something that they're going to hope continues through the series.
This connection has got to stay strong every single game if they want to take this series win against EG. It's a lovely dish out from Scrub Killer. Very routine play up the sidewall. EG doesn't have a defender up in the air in time. And I mean, we're talking about Abject, and you think back to the interview that we saw ever since day one, Stumpy, where he was mentioning how difficult it was to deal with that loss in the playoffs against Semper. They had such a difficult Game 7 loss, and Abject, he was feeling it. But that was the last of their run. He's been able to get that out of the way here. He's taken difficult losses, and he still has a chance. I think that's huge to the mental game for Dignitas, and especially Abject.
The mentality is something that Dignitas have always boasted that they can do well. Apparently Jack, a natural born competitor, Scrub Killer, a world champion, and Jory is absolute ice in the veins with the 1v1 prowess that he has been showing. Now it's time to give that over to the 3v3 scene, rather, over in the RLCS. But Catalysm sending it high over to Ivan with a drop down. He can go up for the double, but isn't able to receive that touch from himself. Demo from Scrub will be shutting down that attack until Rizex catches the ball. And that man has been hanging out by the pool every single night. Like, we've been hanging out, I've been playing some volleyball with Arsenal, with everybody who's been there. Rizex and Vatira, they've been people that have been hanging out. They're so competitive, even in the smallest settings.
Absolutely.
That when it comes to this, their livelihood, they are so laser focused.
And I think that's so important too, for them to get some type of downtime outside of the game, relax a little bit, unwind. This is such a stressful series for both teams, even in the group stage, but now your tournament life is on the line, Stumpy. You want to make it to the YouTube theater and have that RLCS crowd in front of you.
Issue is, whoever wins this plays Keystone. So you do not
another EU.
But at least you will be having that crowd there. Maybe you'll be lucky enough for them to be supporting you. Halfway through this game, and it's attack time again for Dignitas. Rizex on the backcourt with half boost. Sees Jorius trying to remove him from the pitch, and great touches by Rizex. Jack up solo at the back, finds Jorius, but instead Catalysm wants to sniff on that ball, with Jorius in a nice position, stops Rizex dead in his tracks, and goes for an air dribble over the top. His mechanics have been wondrous throughout this entire event so far. We've seen him go for some beautiful plays. One of our favorites was going from the ceiling onto the double tap from the backboard with the reset. He has got so much in his locker. EG need to be very, very wary of him.
Yeah, within the first 3 minutes, I've noticed this ball staying awfully close to the ground. Very dribble-based gameplay so far, and obviously has popped up a bit here. And with zero boost, we can see Jorius going for a long clear. And maybe the dribble game, the solo play is something Dignitas, wants to implement slightly more here up against EG. They're more comfortable. They know how to play against them. And you'll notice this ball, one flick, two flicks over an opponent, and you've got so much space to work with.
Jory is on that right wall, forces two players from EG to commit onto it, and in the skies, he enters into a dogfight and removes Rizex.
Oh my goodness!
Scrub Killer on the ground, the infantry removed for EG. Chance to go high on the backboard, Ivan to clear it away. Another demo from Jack. The demo's so big against EG, where they want to slow it down a little bit in defense. And I've always said, if it's a 3v3, make it a 2v3.
And Stumpy, we have to realize that Dignitas, they're the #1 team in demos from their region in Europe. And EG, the last time they played Evil Geniuses, I think they got 3 demos in total compared to Dignitas, who were just deleting them left and right. You need to get more physical, or Abject's just going to keep taking you out, and it's a free net. Dignitas bullying Evil Geniuses.
Apparently Jack going left and right after getting that demo.
Oh my word.
Destroying the hands of Joris and Scrub either side of him as well. I am sure that man is just too tall. Manages to get that goal. Dignitas 2-0 up. Evil Geniuses not yet able to score. 50 seconds remaining in the game. They need something as soon as possible. As it goes high towards that backboard, Ivan drops it low with apparently Jack lurking. He can go for another bump. That is something he does so incredibly well in that Dignitas away decal as well, something that I love seeing these players use, where he'll go for one pass and then he's not done with the play. He'll continue through, he'll barrel away, try and get a demo, try and get a bump. At absolute worst, he's going to be getting a boost steal, even just a pad to influence the game.
And while that's so effective, Stumpy, you still have to be careful with that backward or with that rotation going back. If you're a little bit too slow, maybe a second or two, you're going to get caught off guard with the counterattack. So the timing, it's got to be flawless. It has been in game number 1 from Dignitas, up 2-0. Maybe one here for the road from EG. Could get back into it, but it's saved by Jorius. Scrub Killer, the whiff in the corner, but it's going to delay so much time. And with that one, this ball, whether or not it hits the ground, it's going to be a Dignitas win.
2-0. Great start for Dignitas as they're going to be able to open up the series, going very much their way. Evil Geniuses with not too much going in their favor. A few shots, in fairness to them, managing to rack up 5, but with 6 saves, they had everything going against them. That's on 9 shots as well. So everything going against Evil Geniuses there and being penned back into their own half so frequently. In the sky, on the ground, they couldn't get too far away, and they're going to need to really get something else going.
And it was a very versatile offense too. We didn't see the demos at the beginning. It was only the first 2 minutes where they were going for midfield passes. Then slowly, as they started to realize EG were caught off guard, and in the middle of nowhere, they were just getting demos. So being able to mix it up, throw multiple different play styles at EG, that's important and fundamental for getting this win.
Something as well that I want to congratulate you on, Turtle. You're the first person I've casted with without a box.
Oh my! I barely qualified. Barely tall enough, barely.
You've done it.
You still look like a giant to me.
There was the threat. There was the threat of a box, and they were like, no, you don't need it. It's great.
I don't know if that's a compliment or... It's not necessarily an insult, but it's still nothing to be proud of.
Well, no, but Jorby was a 2-boxer.
Whoa,
I'm just saying, that man needed to double up.
Nobody even saw that. You don't have to call him out. Nobody saw that. And you had to call him out. Okay.
Jorby's just not as tall as apparently Jack. And the rest of the guys on Dignitas, they looked brilliant. They were,
and there's a reason why.
Yeah, they were playing that game where they finally managed to get the game style we've seen from them on regionals, where they are able to control the pace, control where the ball goes, and make it their own. Evil Geniuses, they got to disrupt that.
And they're the ones who have to answer. In game number 2, they've got to switch things up, adjust their own tactics moving forward. It's been stale. It's been flat. Nothing working for EG. Couldn't even get a goal. That's got to change coming into game 2.
First 30 seconds of the match is played entirely in the blue half as well. The nice touch coming in, though. That leaves Jack a little bit slow to the ball. Catalysm was able to air dribble it away. Not too much seen from him so far, nor from anybody really on EG. The triple man pinch is going to fly wide of that goal and denting the backside of Forbidden Temple. With Ivan catching it to the left-hand side of the pitch as well. It falls to Rizex to send it high. Caught by Ivan onto the backboard with Catalysm. He's on the ground. Didn't get the memo.
And it's huge for Ivan to be so far down in the field. This man has had 70% involvement for all of EG's goals. This dude has been a beast, and the only reason they found success, in my opinion, he needs to keep doing work, keep putting in work, and taking some corner boosts, allowing himself to move forward on rotation, because with how flat they've looked, how stale it has been, somebody's got to mix things up.
Rizex trying to mix things up by sending Scrub Killer to the blade, sends him off the pitch, but he's able to keep it away from that backboard. Ivan sending it to the midfield towards Rizex, but too far back means that the ball has momentum towards that blue side. Gets punted as far as it wants to go for Catalysm. Scrub calling Jack off that ball, who wants to go for the back pass and then bows out of it. Something that the comms from Dignitas have to be perfect in moments like that, where any miscommunication, it's a pinch and maybe a goal for EG. But up for the double is Catalysm. Scrub Killer does intercept very well. With Rizex, though, he will continue this attack. Jory is slowing it down, wants to get a little bit more ground play, somewhere where he excels wonderfully. Ivan over 1 and 2, but Scrub just waiting behind Jack, making sure that he's able to attack that ball as and when, rather than rushing things and giving a nice pinch.
Got so much boost.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and the bump from Ivan.
That's the thing we're seeing from Dig as well. They're controlling the boost really nicely. With that amount of control, it then shuts down EG in so many of their attacks.
And the thing about a LAN situation, a LAN environment, you're much more pressured to use that boost and fly towards every single ball. You have all this stress to deal with. You're not as comfortable as you are in your own home, and using that boost, it's a bad habit a lot of players fall into. So seeing Dignitas be much more composed with their boost, keeping those pads, even if they can't get their own corner, they're not wasting any boost that they have left.
Something that is so impressive about Dignitas, we all know their 1v1 background. With that, you learn boost management.
Absolutely.
And you also learn when boosts are going to spawn back in. Jack has said by his own admission, he can't quite get every boost perfectly, where he won't necessarily know when all of them are going to respawn, but he will know it so much more than any other player who hasn't played 1v1. He is so proficient in that way. All of them are, and it makes those boost steals so much easier for Dignitas when you've just got this mental map of when boosts are going to be popping back in.
Oh, and what a save from Joreous. Dignitas, the defense has been tested far more in game number 2 than game number 1, but they've still held on strong. 0 goals all across. And we've got a Dignitas counterattack that leads into Ivan on a big clear. This could maybe lead up to something for EG. It's a battle back and forth. Big clears, nobody getting a chance, Stumpy.
Yeah, not just yet, but in the midfield, the battle continues to rage on. Jack with a great catch and a backflip.
Oh, I love that touch,
Killer
though.
sending it wide just because he knew he couldn't get the shot. It gives Dignitas that continued possession, but Catalan able to steal that ball away with 2 boosts, though. He will get beaten to it. Rizek's onto the sidewall, can get that double touch. Apparently Jack removing Ivan from the pitch as well. And look at Jack try and barrel into Catalysm, who now has no one to pass to in the midfield. Scrub rotating via that mid boost, can then continue this play. Tries to pinch it around, will be going high, but Catalysm is already on that path.
Dignitas, they're forcing these 1v1 plays up against EG. We just saw it there. Abjack on the sidewall, getting the boost, wave dashing, keeping possession. Now, again, up for the 50-50, doesn't connect, which leaves Ivan to do a little bit of damage, work some magic. He doesn't find anything,
2v1.
But this is far better. Game 1, this is where you make a move if you're EG.
Oh, what a play from Jack. Takes it to the skies and delivers a bomb on the defense of EG with the 1 flip reset. Takes it low underneath Catalysm and then is there for the dunk on Ivan. Dignitas, 3 unanswered goals, which doesn't sound too impressive until you realise EG have scored none so far. And there are 30 seconds left, and they have to be getting one soon. Big 30 seconds remaining pops up in the middle of the screen. Chance for Catalysm to set up one of his teammates, but Scrub Killer a little bit too fast. And Ivan very much on the back foot. 45 boost, sends it high towards Rizek, who is now low with 30. Apparently Jack on the right wall with Catalysm. Send to the midfield, but with nobody waiting, it just falls yet again to the pushed up first man.
Ivan.
Good pinch coming in from Jack with the backspin, though. It is going to be keeping it away from that net. As soon as his ball touches the ground, we go to game 5, and EG, they do not want to be going down with a whisper.
Doesn't even look like Dignitas are breaking a sweat out there. While it was a close game, a 1-goal game, I didn't really lose faith in Dignitas that entire time, Stumpy. While they had a couple of rough moments on the goal line, nothing too threatening out of EG. They were forcing a lot of 1v1 plays and making sure EG were uncomfortable. Dignitas, this is what you wanted to see if you're a fan of them. They have found that rhythm, found their groove, and my goodness, is it working.
I think it felt like actually quite an even game for a lot of that, where nobody necessarily had a chance. Like, they were going for a couple of shots here and there. Jack in the middle, so animated. Immediately, you see him every now and then, he gets really cool and composed, and they're going to be like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. He shouted. That was
screaming.
So loud. He screamed. He looked at Scrub, opened just a portal of rage, and was like, yeah, let's go.
Which is, it's important. Think back to FaZe Clan, how quiet they were on the first day. You saw what version 1 were doing with Calm in the middle, and you are replicating that same style.
I want to see, and I've said this about every single team so far that starts to lose, just get up. Look at the opposition right now.
Did we get Endpoint standing up yet? I mean, before they got...
They've not been stretching
unfortunately.
Yet. Yeah, why'd you have to bring that up with me?
I'm sorry, on, man. Europe, it happens,
Come on, man. Yeah, well, you've not got any NRG anymore, so...
That's true, that's true. I did, unfortunately, pick them, but now you've got to watch somebody from Europe get taken out. It might be EG. We're on match point.
Wow. I did not think this would happen so quickly, but Dignitas, with sheer control of this game, Scrub Killer, fortunately missing that shot, but great defense coming in from EG. Jack on the left wall with the ceiling, sees Joreous midfield. Ball, though, has different plans, sees Catalysm.
What a read, getting up on that pre-jump, making sure he finds that lane. Dignitas so much more intelligent, I'd say, in this series alone than we've seen throughout the entire tournament. They're going for a smarter play, slowing things down when they need to. And right here, take for example, Joreuz. He's so much slower, keeping control, and it allows Abjack to get in that rotation smoother. One touch, Scrub Killer, again, keeping it within his own reach. This is crucial to the success of Dig.
Because it not only keeps the ball close to Dignitas, and therefore they can make these great plays, but it also means that EG, they'll need to stretch to get to that ball.
But why are they giving them so much space? That's my question. EG, they're pushed so far back.
2 players on the goal line, and yet Dignitas still have all the control in the world. But now it's down to Ivan to clear it away. Jack, though, completely misreading that one. Joreuz up 4-1 onto the backboard. Can he go for the double? Attempts the dunk, but instead saved away by RLCS. A punt long is a good idea because then it means that Dignitas have to be forced back a little bit and be wary of those long shots, and any overcommits will be completely punished. Joreuz up awkwardly in the center, but with Scrub able to clear it to the side. It's just yet again Dignitas with control, Dignitas with a shot, Ivan with a save.
And it's very questionable as to why Dignitas have so much time to even have Scrub rotate in and save Joreuz on a miss.
Demo.
Nobody's there to punish, but speaking of punishment, here is EG with their first of the series.
Absolutely crucial demo as Catalysm goes high, RLCS finds Joreuz, takes him away from the pitch. Jack has to just look at that ball, smack it hard, see if he can get it out. Isn't able to. EG with their first goal in this series on what is match point.
And Stumpy, you were elaborating earlier on about the rotations being perfect with the timing of the boost and how important that is for these 1v1 players on Dignitas. If you delete them off the field and take them out, that timing completely ruined.
Yeah, it messes up everything in your head because suddenly you forget the timing. You might, on LAN, which is something that I love, players will look at other people's monitors and then be like, okay, you literally see them lean over in the cam to see what's going on because you can't rotate the camera when you're demoed. RLCS up, going for the pass from Catalysm, able to sink it over the top of a defender from Dignitas, but Joreuz missing that as well.
That's the second mistake Joreuz has made off the backboard, and in the corner especially, can't get the follow-up. Catalysm on the pass. EG up 2-0. They flipped the script. I'm not sure how they did it. There was so much space given to Dig, but if they didn't want to punish, EG will rightfully take it.
It's RLCS trying to go for the third instead. Does get caught out by Joreuz, who may well want to be proving himself at this point. Does not want to be the player on the team that throws this victory away. We've seen when 2 players are playing well, that doesn't always win a series. Even if the other team isn't perfect, 1 player missing can just lead to that goal that goes against you. Apparently Jack goes to that ceiling pinch. Up is Catalysm, on for the double, but with 0 boost, has to rotate out with Scrub Killer missing that back right as well. It leaves it open. Another bomb on Joreuz. Catalysm to drop it low. Apparently Jack saving it away. The physicality now from EG is shutting Dig down.
Oh my goodness, the worst bounce I've ever seen off a crossbar. I mean, what are you going to do if you're EG? That one going out of your hands, and you've just got to look to get that third goal some other way.
But the theory's there. That's what they need. They now know that as a working theory, it's just the crossbar did them in. Scrub Killer moving Ivan and RLCS trading for apparently Jack and Catalysm off the post.
Catalysm on fire with the offensive striking, and he started this one all the way in his own half to dunk on Joreuz. And this is where we question Joreuz's mentality. He has been the center of all 3 mistakes, I'd say, for Dignitas.
It's a time where Jack, the man in the middle, the team captain, the fish and chip fueled death machine, is going to need to get something going. He just has so much fish and chips. It's great. Great fake from RLCS as we're speaking about that. Nothing fishy about that attempt as Joreuz tries to go in for another challenge, but the ball does end up going nowhere. Not detrimental, but not the best in the world. He looks fine in the other matches. Don't know what's happened in between, but Ivan up for 1 with the dunk as well from the crossbar. It's still 3-0, but you really think it could be 5.
Absolutely. Joreuz on the carry out. Doesn't find his own teammates, and EG, they're just going to keep hammering this one off the backboard, off the sidewall, wasting time. 1 minute and 15 seconds. It's not much, but it's possible if Dignitas find one lapse in the defensive side, 1 mistake, 1 gap, and RLCS, he's going to make sure that's not even possible.
The crossbar bounce this time being very fortuitous to the Evil Geniuses team as it bounces down.
He knew it didn't like him, so that's why he predicted it that way.
Straight into RLCS means as well that with apparently Jack getting demoed, they need to be looking left and right. They need to install some wing mirrors on their Octanes, on their Fennecs, so they can see left and right. Do the cars have wing mirrors? No, they don't. Wow, I never knew that.
Winged mirrors.
Wing mirrors.
Okay.
What do you call them?
I honestly...
Can you drive? Are you old enough to drive?
Next year.
Next year. That's awesome, man. I hope you can. I hope you pass.
Appreciate you.
Final 50 seconds. EG 4-0 up. A huge turnaround. As Dignitas looking at the start of this. They're going to be winning it. Ivan with a goal steal. It's suddenly 5.
Oh, this is painful. They're adding insult to injury. A wide open net. 3 players in the midfield for EG. And you don't blame Dignitas for throwing and sending the whole house forward. You just got to look to the next game.
There's 40 seconds left. Like, you're either losing 4-0 or 5-0. And at that point, it literally doesn't matter. Yeah. You're fine. It's a bracket. We're not looking at goal differential, boys. Get 13. It's still 1 loss. 35 seconds remaining. Dignitas at this point trying to stop the bleeding so then they can begin to recover in game number 4. But you have to just consider the change that Evil Geniuses have had. It has been night and day. They've looked so aggressive, so confident. We said that demos were going to be vital. We said that there was going to be make it a 2v3 instead of 3v3. EG, they seem to just have the stream on.
And they're actually pushing forward. In the first 2 games, there were frequently 2 players in net waiting. You cannot do that against a team like Dignitas, who loves to play aggressive and get in your face and will use the space. And what a shot from Rizex. They're clipping on him.
I hope that was Rizex that got that touch as well. I thought it was Ivan going upside down and getting it. Rizex instead, though, manages to get his goal. 36 miles an hour. 6-0. By far the biggest goal differential that we have seen. And Dignitas losing their first in this lower bracket round 1. It's scary. That's a really big loss.
They got smacked back down. Scrub Killer, he left the game. Do we get a card change? That's the question. So you literally a clear indicator that they're in their heads a little bit tilted. Obviously, you don't want to count your eggs before they hatch, but Dignitas, changes have to be made here. And Jorius, that's the player I'm worried about. He had several mistakes at the beginning. That's what started the EG momentum. Man, he has to look better.
Yeah, crucial errors for Jorius, stuff to learn from. But Rizex was playing just wonderfully in that match, where he managed to work his way around the pitch, where he was being a nuisance on Dignitas. He was going for shots, he was going for bumps. Ivan getting some bumps as well. The crossbar playing as that Dignitas 4th man. Enemy. And looking at the car change for Scrub Killer, what do you expect to see? He was currently in an Octane. Does he go to the best car in the game? The Dominus.
What kind of opinion is this?
What do you mean?
The Dominus.
The Dominus.
Bro, he's going Fennec. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Fennec all the way.
These boys only play Fennec.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, European Rocket League, you just see Fennecs everywhere. So I won't be... It's the same when you go to EU. It's just...
everyone's got a hatchback.
Hatchbacks. I couldn't think of the word. Hatchbacks everywhere I see, man.
You look me in the eyes. We both had hatchback at the same time.
Where's the trucks? Okay, no.
More trucks. More Ford F-150.
We're not going to go there.
If we have a Ford F-150 in this, it would be amazing.
It would be lovely.
We see them bring it up. Instead, though, we're going to be seeing Scrub Killer remain in the Octane.
What? Really the decal change.
No, I think he was in that before.
No, what?
I think so. He's not rocking team colours, which I do not respect him for whatsoever, firstly.
Shout out to production on the camera. Zoom in. Catalysm. Hello.
What a start in game number 4 on Utopia, and they must be feeling euphoric. The perfect start for them as Catalysm over the top of Jorius and Scrub Killer, and then it bouncing off Jack's roof. Outstanding play, EG 1-0 up.
Stumpy, I was questioning why you highlighted Rizex, because for me it was Catalysm. Catalysm was the main man behind every play, it seemed like, in the previous game. So important as that glue keeping them together with the assist and that dribble he even kept from his own defensive end. EG, they got ice flowing through their veins.
Only 30 seconds gone, but EG already stamping on the dreams of Dignitas. Are they going to be able to keep them away? Will Utopia be the map that sends them over to Champions Field? Questions will be answered in about 4.5 minutes or so, give or take. Apparently Jack up, wanted to face off against Ivan, but he is just a little bit quicker. Rizex with a great bump onto the crossbar. No chance for the goal, however. Scrub rotating via the boost that did not spawn in. He stays on 3, actually stops, forgoes the ball, takes the boost, sets up camp for a long play.
Oh, man. It's all going to be up to Scrub Killer on the demos, the aggression. You remember what happened when they were going for demo, Stumpy? EG could not recover, bring back a bit of that physical play. You might find yourself with a tying goal.
Oh, that is the one challenge you do not go for as Jorius. where Rizex is poised to shoot at the net so perfectly. Joreuz just gave him the pinch. That is not the position you need to be in. We've seen goals go in like that at this very major.
Yeah.
It's such a rookie error. Joreuz, you've got to get your thinking brain on.
And we're going to see if he has what it takes. Certainly has the mechanics. I mean, we've seen highlight plays from him, clips all around. And Dignitas, they're struggling with the consistency. Will we find it now? Or are we going to see more and more shots from EG? This time it's Ivan behind the ball.
Yet again, the physicality on that Dignitas goal line. Joreuz missing one touch. Jack gets it central. Catalysm,
there it is.
Your main man. Sees Scrub sitting pretty and knocks him for 2.
They had only 3 demos last time they played. EG didn't want to get physical. They lost that series against Dignitas. Things have changed, and it's working out.
Just under 2 minutes have elapsed.
Another one.
Open net
What is going on?
To shoot on. Was that apparently Jack who just touched it down really awkwardly? No, Scrub straight down to Ivan, who read that with precision, with perfection, with every single ounce of brilliance that he had to give EG the 3-0 lead.
And Dignitas, they're positioning themselves for the most ideal touch, Stumpy. They're not giving any of their teammates room to breathe, any room to make mistakes. Joreuz, in that situation, he was positioned as if Scrub was going to get the best hit of his life, didn't want to think about rotating back. A poor touch does come out, and nobody's there to have his back.
A long shot from Catalysm.
Another one?
Is going to nearly find its way in. Scrub was on the back foot and is able to get there. Joreuz, though, picks up the 100, goes with 40 onto the shot. Ivan, though, tapping it high onto the second. Brilliant play from him. He has looked absolutely world-breaking towards the latter end of this series. And they're still down, and yet they're still doing so well. Scrub finding Jack, needing a golden goal soon enough. Isn't able to find it just yet, however. Scrub launched over the top of any defender on EG and steals their back boost. Maybe not the play, as
Good
now
bump.
Joreuz is bumped.
Another bump.
Ivan bumps Jack as well. But nobody from EG pushing up. They're 3-0 ahead.
Right.
They don't need to commit everything just yet.
I think that's a smart play, and if anything, it's tilting Dignitas even more. Scrub Killer, he's getting aggressive. He needs to battle back, and Catalysm's chasing down Abjack. A crash in the net. It doesn't connect with a player from EG getting in front of the shot. Rizex looking to move downfield every single touch, wasting valuable seconds off the clock for EG to force a Game 5.
Jack, lovely air dribble over the top. Scrub, though, missing the mid boost again. Only has 17 now. Won't be able to get any demos with that. Catalysm left wing. Sees Jack, sees the whites of his eyes, goes to 50. It stops dead, but Jack to pick it up. 30 boost and just drops it.
Look at the 50s.
Rizex just standing still, avoiding the bump from Joreuz and waiting.
I think we've seen 6 50-50s in the last 20 seconds, all going in favor of EG, wasting so much time. Dignitas, they're going back to the drawing board. What do they need to change, Stumpy? It seems so flat, which originally started out with all the firepower they had.
It's been so turned around.
Oh, man.
EG are just doing to Dig what Dig did to EG at the start of this series, and they've held a mirror up to them and shown the errors and shown the issues with that gameplay. The final minute is going to see EG with a lead of 3-0, and Dignitas did not expect they'd be going to Game 5, I'm sure. They need to get more physical, do what EG were doing, and also what Dig were doing earlier on. The double miss, Catalysm to shoot, Catalysm to get the 4th.
And he's been on fire. It looks like we're going to get sent into Game 5. Ivan has been aggressive. And Stumpy, when we talk about what Dignitas can incorporate, it sounds a bit old-fashioned, a bit like the old meta where you're sending one player to be a bit more aggressive instead of all 3. That's what we're seeing out of Ivan, though. He has been characteristically more aggressive than all of his other teammates, and Dignitas need one player to step up. Before, it's been all 3 of them, and that's why they get caught so far forward as a unit. Just send one player to do some damage and let the other 2 do some work.
That comes down to Scrub or Jack, who are so good at that physical play. Like we mentioned earlier, Jack going for wonderful rotations around the defense. That's going to be yet another one. 5-0. That is now 11 unanswered goals in a row. Do you remember when I bragged about there being 3 unanswered goals in a row? And I was like, now what do EG do to come back in this? Apparently it's to score 11.
What on earth happened? They didn't score a single goal in the first 2 games, and then they're like, you know what, we got 11 goals that we've been waiting on. Let's just put them all in. And if you're an EG fan, you're hoping they didn't waste all their energy on these games, because Game 5 is when you need to bring even more.
The last game was only the 3rd time Dignitas have allowed more than 6 goals in the season. and they're doing 5 again. Will it be 6? They better hope it isn't. It's Dignitas just falling apart where they had their nerves during the fall major. They had their issues and they fell out of the competition. This time, Evil Geniuses give them flashbacks. The deja vu sets in here in Los Angeles at the Winter Major. Can they prevent history from repeating itself?
And Dignitas, I said it earlier, they faced so many difficult obstacles, so many difficult losses that they already took, so I expected more coming into this matchup. We got that in the first 2 games, but we can't say the same afterwards. It has been all Evil Geniuses. Look at the hype. Look at the energy they're bringing. Catalysm, he has been a star player in my eyes, being the glue, setting this team up for success. Ivan, of course, the physical plays. Rizek's bringing the mechanical ability with that shooting. It's all connecting. Dignitas, they've got to answer in Game 5.
They need an answer because there are so many questions being thrown towards them. Jack and Scrub, get physical in whatever way you can. Jorias,
but you can't send the whole house. You can't send everybody.
I don't even know too much of what is being changed with EG. It just seems like they've had this massive rush of confidence. Like, oh no, we are as good as Dignitas. We can do this. We had not the group play that we needed, but now this is playoffs. This is now do or die, and these fellas are defying death.
And as a player, that rush of emotion that you get when you score your first goal, that is all it takes to get back into the game and to find the energy you were missing, Stumpy. Just one goal, breaking the curse that couldn't be broken before.
It comes down to Champions Field, where Dignitas want to be death-defying, where Evil Geniuses want to topple the Kings of Europe. Game 5, brought to you by Lamborghini at the Winter Major. Who takes it home? Who progresses to fight against Queso?
Let's get into it. Dignitas, they're winning the first 50-50, and they're applying pressure right away. Ivan, is he going to get as physical as we saw in the past 2 games? He's going to need to bring it. Or maybe they swap things up and throw Dignitas for a whirl. Anything is possible with how this series is gone.
Champions Field is where so many dreams are made and broken. Jorias gets the pass off to Scrub, gets the shot off to the goal line. Jack to send it on, but halfway in,
1v1.
Rizek's and Catalysm, they save it away. The counter-attack begins to form. Evil Geniuses, they use one of their 9 lives.
The intensity within the first 30 seconds, Stumpy. It's all we could ever want out of a Game 5 between these 2 teams familiar with each other from the European region. That's a big clear downfield, and this time it seems Dignitas, they're playing safer. They have a player, a 3rd man back, waiting. This is the safety net they needed to establish before they get aggressive like they did in Game 1 and Game 2.
1 minute gone without incident somehow. Don't quite understand
and a demo
how.
from Scrub. Is he the player they send forward, Stumpy?
That physicality is going to be the answer. Rizex goes up high, but Jorias to shoot. Catalysm on the goal line, able to send it onto that right corner. Apparently Jack shying away from the challenge, and Jorias relinquishing complete control. He's Catalysm in the midfield, but nobody to bump apparently Jack. Therefore can send it away onto the side. Rizex with no boost whatsoever, nearly finds Ivan. Catalysm to shoot. Catalysm passes to Ivan, and Ivan scores.
And Ivan did so much work waiting for Rizek's patient and then faking out 2 players, 2 of them bit from Dignitas. You can't be making mistakes like that. You've got to be organized on defense or else they're going to make you pay.
Smiles and concentration on the side of EG. Dignitas beginning to pale and the light fading. They need some electricity, they need some fire, they need to get into the age of Evil Geniuses. Great tap over the top, the pass coming in from Jack is going to be shut down. Ivan going central, 30 boost, tries to find Rizex, but intercepted by Jack. The boost going pretty well in favor of Dignitas here, and so they're able to hold out at least for a minute. Catalysm up high, gets a couple of awkward touches. Scrub Killer enters into the melee. Rizex, can he tap it down? Does not opt to. Instead, Jack. Just so much attack coming onto that orange wall. Played almost entirely on the backboard as well. Catalysm, 40 boost, a man central, 1 faked, 2 50'd, but the 3rd is going to be able to save.
EG, they're running laps in the Dignitas half, and this is why you have an advantage coming in as that team who has won the last 2 games, Stumpy. You can just feel it, the confidence from Evil Geniuses. Their aggression has spread like wildfire here on the pitch. going for so many demos, winning challenges. Abjack, he's winning a challenge himself, but it's saved by Rizex, and he's going to throw it back into the corner to organize his defense.
It's suddenly Dignitas able to challenge on EG. The blue side, having blues, goes on target. Scrub Killer stems the bleeding for now. It's like they've lost both their legs and they've only just found a tourniquet.
Yep.
The blood has stopped. I believe that was 12 unanswered goals for Evil Geniuses and 1 for Dignitas. So right now in game number 5, we are level.
And that's all that matters. Focus on the now. Stay present. Scrub Killer, the target man, finishing it off after some hard work from Abjack, but still stuck in defense. And the fake coming out again, the second one that almost resulted in another goal for EG.
Such a good time for a fake as well. And let's see them with a fully choreographed by the other team. Make sure that you can get rid of a player in the air. The burn boost, they don't even get a goal for it. Rizex on target. They're quite soft, and so Jack can save it away. But Scrub Killer, Jack and Jory is all on the goal line. Jack does have 40 boost, but with Jory's and Scrub low, it just falls some bumps on the goalkeeper. And EG, when they get physical, they just send mortars down range.
And it looks like the pressure is doing damage, as you can see everyone from Dignitas scrambling, looking to get in position, but they can't find the hit that they need to stay level.
Joris has to pre-jump that as Ivan drives dead underneath him, tries to send him away, but does the job without contact being made. Evil Geniuses leading yet again. This 50 is utterly important. Scrub Killer removing Rizex, but on a kickoff, that's pretty inconsequential. Jory is high with 30 boost, but just such an early challenge from EG every time. They do not want Jory to have his confidence back.
And they're organized, and as I say that, we actually have a double commit. Speaking about organization, as soon as you double commit or have 2 players in the same spot, it might be over for your defense, as Catalysm and Rizex, they find each other within inches.
Jory is receiving that ball high. The Dutchman is dreaming of a Dignitas win on Champions Field. Going forward through this lower bracket may well be the start of something to fit in the RLCS history books for either of these teams. Jory is receiving the pass from Jack. Onto the right wall, Joris will continue, but Catalysm will bump the man away. Rizex to slow it down. They are fine with a slower game. It's worked so far. Jory is shooting, but too light and dead central of the net means Catalysm able to receive 1-2 play between Jack and Scrub. Jack down yet again. It's just Dignitas offense now, but we've seen counter-attack goals fly in for EG.
And it needs to be stated, everyone, this is game 5. Both teams, their tournament lives are on the line. If you lose this game, you're getting sent home.
It's a long flight back as well. Plenty of time to think, about 12 hours or so, depending where you are in Catalysm. Shooting against apparently Jack, that brick wall though. There are a couple of holes appearing in it. This ball just not slotting through it this time. However, final 15. Jack on the back line. Gets removed. Scrub Killer removing Ivan. Rizex removing Jack. It falls to a 2v2. Final 10 seconds. Rizex on the left. Scrub Killer goes high, but nobody there to receive. What a dunk! Amazing dunk though from Scrub. Both Jorias and Ivan challenging each other. Overtime is looming. Rizex to touch it down. That's exactly where this game is ending.
And that final dunk symbolizes that Dignitas, they have stabilized. They found exactly what was going wrong. That speed is there, but Rizex, he hits the game-winning shot.
Dignitas are dead. They will not be going through this bracket. Instead, the Evil Geniuses with 400 IQ plays send them through the lower bracket. That is one of the best teams in Europe out of our competition. Today's utter chaos bracket continues to reign. Devastation for Dignitas. The emotions are always so high on that side. The elation on Evil Geniuses. It's Rizex immediately going over. These guys are friends. These guys are such fierce competitors with each other. It's everything to them.
Reverse sweep to end things out here before we get to see the lovely crowd and all the beautiful faces attending the YouTube theater. And unfortunately for Dignitas, they won't be able to compete in front of everybody. But Evil Geniuses, they will go on, and they do it in a very stylish fashion. That was one for the books, Stumpy. I mean, really, look at what an adjustment that Evil Geniuses were able to make. They got aggressive. They were scoreless. They couldn't get a single goal behind the net. And then all of a sudden, boom, 11 goals out of nowhere going into Game 5, and they still continue to slot them.
It's something that you don't expect to see on one day, where before we see the crowds, before we get to see everybody's, quite frankly, beautiful faces over in the YouTube theatre, and before we get to see their hype, you don't expect to see Dignitas go alongside NRG with losing out today and nearly BDS joining them.
What is happening today?
Evil Geniuses will be playing in front of a crowd. That's right, I'm definitely alluding to a video that's playing at the end of the stream. But before we see that, before we see everything kick off on the video production side of things, let's go see what the desk have to say.